Yo, yo, yo. What's good, family? Welcome back to Trauma Drinker. And wow, what a year, right? Today is December 28th. It is the last day of the last week of the year. Yep. This is week 52 of 52 in 2024. Wow, how time flies. You know, when you're young, they say it only goes faster and faster, and boy, does it seem that way, right? And I just a week ago, I'm coming off a bad bender. Yeah, last Saturday, oh my gosh, I was in hell in my body, you know, from constantly playing with that thing called ethanol, aka alcohol. And I must say, it really feels good to be, whenever I get out of that darkness, that dark cloud, physically and mentally of alcohol, and I'm still clearing up mentally. You know, it's going on five days here in a few hours, and I'm just like, how could you ever sacrifice this feeling of just peace within and hope for the future? You know, easy hope. When you're in that darkness, I mean, you gotta fight for it. You know, right? Look at my eyes. I'm always so amazed at just my eyes. Right? I talk about that all the time on the channel. But today is the last week of the year. The last week of the year. Tomorrow's the 29th of December, but it's technically the first week of 2025. You know, and I know I normally sit down and I chat and stuff like that, but today's gonna be a quick one. I know it's not usually long form content, but if I had to come up with a name off the top right now, it feels good to be finally committed to healing. I mean, I'll show you this thing. I mean, this is gold to me, gold, and I started it on accident. As you can see, we're down here in December. Even though the day is not over, I marked it green because I'm not leaving my house tonight. There's not a chance. There's not a chance on earth that I'll be leaving my house to get a cocktail by any means. But it's real. It's real. I will say that a habit of mine or a common pattern even when I am sober and in the green is to snack a lot. I didn't eat much today. I got to work early and right away it was game time. I donated plasma in the morning. That's my second job, and I did that. I had a great shift at work, and before I left work, I had a kid's cheeseburger with no cheese. I just put mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard on it, like a big kid, and so that was cool. But then once I got home, I was I've been the sugar's up. It's time to really get serious, and even though being sober is it's critical, obviously, especially with the liver condition, as we end this experiment here. But the diet is going to be really big on revitalizing that my body in general, but especially that organ, my liver. But I got home and I stopped by the store. Such a big kid, right? Two $4 Reese cups, metal edition. Yeah, you know what? Hell yeah, I deserve a medal, a Reese cup medal for just the whole experiment in general. I'm so proud of myself, even though you know there's no even though. I mean, yes, this is my life for 15 years, benders, and it took so much time. I'm so happy I've arrived, and I'm so excited for the year coming upon us and myself. It's 2023 when I started this baby, back in April 23, and now we're at the end. The calendar's done. The calendar is done. There is no 2025. So now I can take this data, I can mine it. As Annie Grace would say. You all know I share my mentors with you quite openly. As Annie Grace would say, she said, don't look at it as a relapse. Look at it as data. Data that you can go back and mine. Well, what was the trigger? You know, um, she says, get scientific about it. Study it. Like, why, how, when, where? Is it worth it? It's not. So I stopped by the gas station. Got some snacks. Yeah, yeah. Grown man still snack on Cheeto Puffs. Not hot Cheetos, Cheeto Puffs. Little bag of Lay's. Even when I'm worth millions of dollars, I still be down for some ramen. Throw boiled eggs in there. I don't have any eggs right now. So I'm gonna throw those on. It's 10 o'clock at night. I've got work in the morning, which is cool. I don't have any eggs. If I did, I'd throw those in, but I do have a little bit of broccoli left, so I'll throw the broccoli in there. Make me a little ghetto ramen. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go back to my room, which is nice and clean, because when I have a sober mind, I'm in my natural state, and I like things organized. I do not work well in chaos. Excuse me. I remember when I was a caddy, and you know, if you can picture a golf bag, it has compartments. You know, on the top compartment, usually you have your woods and your driver. You know, if you play with hybrids, you'd have hybrids, and then there's another square where you put your low irons, 4, 5, 6, and then another square where you put your high irons, 7, 8, 9, and then on the bottom pouch, you'd have your wedges. You know what I mean? Your pitching wedge, your approach wedge. You know, whatever type of wedges you play with, your sand wedges and stuff. And it would drive me nuts when guys would just throw clubs back anywhere in the bag. Dude, can you please put it back where it goes? And I wouldn't say that, but I would put it back where it goes, and hopefully they would catch on, you know. And some guys would naturally do that, you know. They would not like a caddy who would not pay attention to that. So, you know, drunk Romeo puts clubs back wherever, anywhere they go. But sober and, more importantly, recovering Romeo keeps a nice, pristine, clean bag. You know what I mean? And when I'm done with that, I'm gonna go watch this. Love this movie. So good. So good. She was with the shits. You know what I'm talking about? She was with the shits. He was scared at first, but then he accepted the fact that, hey, an accident happened. We on the run. Let's ride this thing out, baby. So that's you know, a short and simple one tonight. And you know, I'm really looking forward to 2025, because I know just off that data, and there's so much time over the next year to just sit back and mine that data. There's so much information there for myself. I could literally probably write a short ebook on it. Yeah, and maybe I will, you know, another project. But we're not going to overwhelm ourselves right now. Just food for thought. Sit back, relax, make these couple of packs of noodles. I know, right? Like 2,000 grams of sodium, but hey. We're coming down from another bender. I mean, this past bender was, yeah, it was up there. Maybe top 3. Now my benders are ridiculous. They're no good. Like, leave alcohol alone, man. It's just like, even if you would think that somebody would just snap out of it, you know. But it was a process for me. And again, I drank to cover up trauma. You know, yesterday's video, I kind of shared the apathy, the apathetic state that my mom could be in, and just quite naturally. You know, I was gonna say nonchalantly, but more so just it's just like, that's who she is. You know, as my coach would say, I haven't been working with her over this past year, but Coach Jay from Santa Barbara, and she's an Ayurveda coach, and or teacher, actually, practitioner, and she'd say, let them. And I'm like, Doc, and she lets me, and then she says, let them. I have to let my mom be who she is, because me, running from my past, right, and alcohol will help you numb. You know, back in the 1930s, I believe, they actually used alcohol as an anesthetic to do surgery, but it was deemed so toxic that medicine had to advance a little bit further. But that's how powerful of a number alcohol is, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know. But if you saw the video with the Tito's sweater, right, the 2024 holiday edition with the Tito sweater. When I took it off, I said, this bottle is not hugging you, it's not making you warmer. So I told myself that I wasn't gonna buy any Guru products at all. But one of my biggest guys is Eben Pagan and his wife Annie Lala. Been following him since I graduated high school back in 2009, maybe even a little bit before that. And you know, he started out as a dating guru, as I'm starting out as a alcohol freedom coach, guru, whatever you want to call it. But now he's just a talented guy, and he's got this course going on, or it's not more so not really a course, but a 3-day event, and it's called Reinvent. And I've every time he's held it, I've missed it, especially an in-depth one. So I'm like, okay, 9 days into the new year, and I'm already making excuses. But I've always wanted to catch this, and it's all about reinventing yourself. What is reinventing? It's transformation from the inside out. And I get it, right? Everyone's like, well, duh, transformation starts on the inside out. But it's really good on how you not just let go of the past as you reinvent yourself, but integrate it into the new version of yourself. Because I am growing up. If you ask any, like, I could list so many friends, or old friends, I should say, and they'll ask me probably, so how's the drinking going? I'm like, oh, hey to you too, buddy. How's your mom? You know, I have an identity that is intertwined with alcohol, like white on rice. You know, so just to imagine like putting that behind me for and not just behind me, but integrating it and what's my why? I want to go travel the world. I don't want to be a year sober, 2 years sober, and it's like, oh well, I can have a cocktail. No, I never want to have a cocktail, and I plan on spending the next year, each and every day, intentionally ingraining that into my brain, into the neurons of my brain. Like there's nothing there for you. It is just like gambling. Hey, buddy. Hey, listen. I know this place where we can place wagers on any games like craps and baccarat and blackjack 21 and roulette and slot machines. That's never been my thing. I'm a table game kind of guy, you know. And you could place a bet from $1, dude, $5, depending what time of day it is, up to $50,000. Like, hey, you wanna go? Yeah, dude. What's the catch? You got a 9 out of 10 chance of losing and a 1 out of 10 chance of winning. What'd you tell me that for, dude? Like, that's useless. You feel me, dog? Can you understand me? No, the same thing with drinking. You're gonna get a 20-minute high, right, per drink, for about 3 hours of hell. Play with that. And now you're drinking by the bottle. Oof. So now you're gonna get a day of fun for what? 3 days of hell, 4 days of hell? Doesn't make sense. And that's just where I am, and also owning that. In our society, you don't drink, people look at you like you're weird, like, don't trust that guy. He doesn't drink. But just to own it, when I was 16 years old and I had a vision of playing Big Ten football at the University of Michigan, yeah, go blue. When people drank and I didn't, that did not faze me one bit. Like, dude, more for you. Why are you tripping on me? Knock yourself out. You know? When I'm hanging out with a girl and she's having drinks and I'm like, hey, if you wake up and your bra on the ground, don't be, don't. I hope you can remember, because I'm not a creeper man, okay? Understand that you willingly took it off. You probably grabbed my hand and forced me to take it off. Wake up in the morning like, what happened? Girl, do your thing. Getting back to that space, like, it's not for me. It's not what I'm on. It's not where I'm headed in life. Not, that's a past thing for me. And just spending the next year doing that at work, I killed it today, y'all. You know what I mean? Just I don't care if I'm a janitor, a garbage man. I want to do a good job. Never would have want. What? Why is the garbage here? Why this floor not clean? Not on my clock. And I'm just doing my job and I'm doing it well. And even when some customers, like, they want to feel special when they out to eat, so they give me a little hell. Especially they see that I work hard, so they want some of that. They want that hands-on experience. And nothing. I was just in the zone. It feels good. And to do that for X amount of time, I'm excited about it. And yeah, so I said this is going to be short form content. I believe that anything 10 minutes or longer is considered long form. So I'm a long form guy. It is what it is. I'm not into shorts. Maybe use some AI technologies that will produce shorts, but I'm more so into just talking head videos right now, like a vlog. But we use YouTube to do it. YouTube's my favorite app in the history of the earth. Period. Point blank. Period. Especially when you look at the longevity of it. This YouTube been around a long time, man. I think early 2000s, '05. They incorporated it or whatnot when they bought it. So yeah, just snacking a little bit on sugar and salt, potato chips and Reese cups, and ramen, and then I'll pop in a good movie. Um, and gotta go back to work in the morning. Do it all over again, and just be consistent. So I love you all. I'm excited for the journey. If you need anything, you know how to find me. I know the comments on YouTube can be a little interesting, so if you've got an Instagram, hit me up there. Maybe at some point I could put an email in my about section of my channel, but we'll figure it out as we go. So you all, I wish you a happy New Year, a happy holidays. I know we're bringing this thing in for a landing here in terms of the holidays. Today's Saturday. New Year's Eve is Tuesday. New Year's Day is Wednesday, and we are off into the races of 2025. President-elect Donald Trump is going into office on the 20th. Here you go again. Wow, time flies. I can't believe I was drunk all that damn time, y'all. I woke up like somebody who just got out of jail for like 50 years, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get going with that, and because I know I can't. It's not sustainable, even that, right? Like come on, right? Cheetos, you know. But I'm okay. I deserve that medal. Um, Not even at 7 days yet, man. Just getting something back into my body, and you know I'm still having my tea, and you know with lemon, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, my emergencies or whatnot, you know. So I'm still getting some nutritional stuff in, my vitamins as well. But yeah, the urge is there for sugar. It's you know it's funny because when you're drinking, you're just like in the beginning you'll eat and stuff, but I don't crave sugar because I get it from the alcohol. Get out the alcohol, my body wants the sugar. I don't know what it is, the insulin hit, the dopamine hit. But here we go. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's your boy Romeo Jones. I love you all. All right. Hey, check out my boys. My boys out. They from Michigan? No. Oh, from LA. They created this cool sort of Black Kids Travel. That's what I want to do. Travel, show black kids, and really all kids, but you know, minority kids. That hey, you can go see the world. I used to be a drunk sleeping on the trains in Chicago. You know, look at me now. I'm all over in South America. I'm all over in Southeast Asia. I'm about to hop over to Singapore real quick. You know what I mean? And just show them what's real. So, signing out to you all. Be safe. You know, I remember I used to say stay dangerous, but be good, y'all. Be good, and I'll catch you on the next one. Much love.